We doubled our company revenue in 3 years using something called a wig. Let me show you how. I'm Danielle Russell, president at BuilderFunnel. Our agency has helped remodeling companies and home building companies generate $150 million in revenue. And I've hired and trained nearly every person on the team to accomplish that growth. Over the past decade plus, we've learned a lot about growth. Unfortunately, what they don't tell you is it's really hard and you can't do it alone. In my experience, it actually takes every single person on your team rowing in the same direction. Yes, even your most entry-level positions. I'm not saying you need to do open book accounting or teach your whole team business finance, but you do need to provide them with the tools to be successful and teach them how all of their goals stack to help meet your company's goal. There are several methods for setting and hitting company goals. At BuilderFunnel, we use the 4 disciplines of execution. Using this model, there are 4 components every company needs for setting goals and tracking their progress. Focus on the wildly important, act on the lead measures, keep a compelling scoreboard, create a cadence of accountability. Here's what that looks like in action. First, you set an annual company-wide goal that everybody knows and is working towards together. According to the 4 disciplines of execution, this is called the wildly important goal, or your WIG. Here's a pro tip. We've had the most success setting this as a revenue number. I definitely recommend you start here if you've never done anything like this before. Once you have your WIG set, the real fun starts. Next, you're going to think about every single role you have at your company. What smaller goal do they need to accomplish in order for you to hit the company WIG? Think of these smaller goals as strategic bets that if your whole team chipped away at them over the next 12 months, you'd make massive progress towards your WIG. The trick is just that. These smaller goals are strategic bets. 4DX calls these lags because the result lags behind the action you have to take in order to hit that goal. Business talk, I know, but it'll all come together in a minute when I give you a real example. So how does your team chip away at their lags? You'll pick a leading indicator task, which if everyone on your team performs that task, odds are they will hit their lag, and then odds are if they're hitting their lags, you will hit your company WIG. Okay, I'm done with the jargon. Now it's time for the real life example. Let's say you're trying to grow from 1.9 million to 2.5 million in revenue. WIG would be that 2.5 million in revenue. Easy, right? You got this. Now, look at your company. What do you need everybody else to accomplish on your team in order to hit your WIG? Here's a previous example from when our WIG was 2.5 million in revenue. Sales equals 5 projects sold per month. Marketing equals 100 leads per month. Operations equals increased productivity by 20%. Account managers equals 80% client retention rate. Project managers equals increased productivity by 20%. Strategists equals 1 case study per quarter. Specialists equals increased productivity by 20%. Writers equals increased productivity by 20%. Sometimes it makes sense to have several roles focus on the same lag. Here's why that worked for us. As our operator, I knew that the most intentional way to grow from 1.9 million to 2.5 million in revenue didn't mean hiring more people. The best way to grow by 25% for us was to focus on role mastery, updating our playbooks, and retaining the team. Besides, even if several roles had the same lag, that doesn't mean they're working on the same lead measure or weekly task in order to hit that goal. Here's an example that worked for us. Content writers increased their productivity by 20% last year just by focusing on honing the process for maintaining client voice, tone, stats, and more. Meanwhile, our specialists increased productivity by 20% just by spending 1 hour a week reviewing one client's brand implementation to share knowledge, learn from one another, and to decrease the amount of time it takes to onboard new specialists. Very different approaches, same result. Both roles were able to increase productivity by 20% by the end of the year. Probably heard this before, what gets measured gets improved, and at BuilderFunnel, we found this to be dead on. Once our whole company zeroed in on growing to $2.5 million in revenue, every single role knew exactly what they had to do to contribute in order for us to get there. And it worked. That year, we hit $2.7 million in revenue, and for the following year, we had to adjust our target. Here's a quick recap of that language again, so you can start teaching your team today. Your wildly important goal is your company's annual goal. We recommend setting a revenue goal because it's super simple for everyone on your team to see exactly how they can tie into something. Every role at your company should have a lagging indicator goal or a lag. This is a target metric that if you hit it by the end of the year, you will hit your WIG. But since goals are just unknown goalposts in the future, we still need to take action in order to hit them. To do that, your team needs to build out lead measures or leads. We recommend weekly as a cadence because then it becomes a habit. These are strategic bets that when you do them, hitting your lag and your WIG becomes inevitable. It's a lot, I know, but remember what I said at the beginning? growth isn't easy. The last piece of this puzzle is what ties everything together: accountability. Everyone should be able to see at a glance if their lead is making progress towards their lag, and if hitting their lag is making progress towards the WIG. We enforce accountability in two ways. Every Friday, I host a company all-hands meeting where I state the WIG, and then we go around the Zoom room and everyone states their lag and gives an update on if they accomplished their lead that week. We have a scoreboard set up in Asana that we keep updated week to week based on our leads and lags. The team can see in real time if we're making progress towards our WIG. It's been a hell of a ride at BuilderFunnel since we implemented 4DX. We haven't hit it every time, and that's okay. Nothing comes easy in business growth. If it did, even your competitors can beat you. But hey, if you're worried about that, smash that subscribe button. Our team is on a mission to share everything we've learned so far. We hope it helps. See you next time on BuilderFunnel TV.